Sup guys, here today to do Akame got killed episode 18 review. So basically this episode of Akame got killed, a lot of stuff happened in the past previous episodes before this point. A lot of stuff involving, the fight that went down between Night Raiders, no rather I should say Night Raid and the Jaegers, right? The fight between Kurome and Bulls versus Najenda, Leone, Tatsume, and Susano. You know, that fight. Of course, I wasn't making episodes. Well, I wasn't doing episodes review during those couple episodes, right? And I missed out on making my episode reviews, but I went over them, rewatched, and bring myself up to this point because I had some issues, time didn't allow it. Plus, there are some mishaps according to the webcam that I was using at the time. So, but all of that is fixed now. And right now in this episode, we're smack dab right back in the action. Chelsea is no longer a part of Night Raid, as we all have seen in the past previous episodes. Chrome is poor, right? She's pretty powerful, like very powerful. Even when it comes on to assassinating her, as we even see the attempt that was made by Chelsea, she can't be killed, by normal means. To kill her, as stated by herself, you would have to basically pulverize her heart or behead her. Right? Those are the only two ways that she can be killed. So and she was given drugs from an early age. We even saw the flashback between her and Akame, their childhood, all of that. So we've seen a lot of stuff in regards to Chrome and her past and her relation to Akame. She and Akame apparently were separated at a very early age. So they didn't necessarily grow up together, right? And in some sadistic way, because both of them were put through this assassination course, and then because both of them passed it together, they eventually got separated. So you would think after all that time, being an assassin and being separated for so long, that they would want to come back together and be sisters, be the kind of family that they once were before. But that's not the case. For some reason, they just want to kill each other, right? And maybe there's something there with the reason why it's turned out that way between them, where even though they're sisters, they just want to kill each other. Maybe there's something that's going to be revealed later on, but for the time being, it's pretty weird. And in this episode, a lot of stuff went down. There were some guys that were being introduced as the four rock shasha demons, some strong guys who were basically showing off that even though they're going to face off against Imperial arm users, they aren't worried, because at the end of the day, if you're strong enough, you should be able to deal with an Imperial arms user, which makes perfect sense, because before Tatsume had his Imperial arms, he was facing off against Imperial arms users, definitely, and he survived those fights at least. Probably not win them, but he at least survived those fights. So yeah, they do have some point behind what they were saying. But in this episode, right, there's supposed to be four of them, and in this episode, we saw three of them get taken out, right? Pretty easily, I would say. Three of them got taken out pretty easily. And, those three that were taken out, I think it was Iba, Sten, and the other chick, I forgot her name, right? And that guy, Loba, well, he's pretty powerful. Loba, he surprised me in this fight because he was facing two of them at once, and he took them out one by one, like in a sequence. And I'm not saying that the fight was all peaches and cream for him. I'm not saying that he didn't get hurt or didn't get wounded or anything like that. But the sheer fact and the style of how he went about dealing with them, we've seen his abilities being displayed before, but probably never so in depth. We even get information that his imperial arms, the string imperial arms that he uses, it actually comes from a mega class danger beast, right? The same class that Susanna had to go in the power up more to defeat, right? That's the same class of danger beast that his Imperial Arms is made from, the furs of that Imperial Arms beast. So Loba, I'll call him, he's definitely no slouch, he's pretty strong in my opinion. He took out two of them. Akame took out one. There's one that's left, right? I'm not sure what's the case with that one, whether they will show up or whoever they are. But um you know that's the case for right now, and apparently we see some interaction between Mine and Tatsumi, right? As in, Tatsumi, he's the one who at the very beginning he personally interacted with a bunch of them, and Mine has always been this type of girl who seems like she considered him her minion and all of that. But what was interesting was when this priest of their religion came up, right? Some religion that was born in the era. This priest comes up, and this priest. So this guy, he says that he can see the red threads of fate, and that apparently Mine and Tatsumi, in his eyes, are a couple and they should be together. And obviously, Mine and Tatsumi, they're like, what the hell are you talking about? Him? And he's like, what the hell are you talking about? Her? And they're like going back and forth, riling up and acting out and saying all, a bunch of stuff, right? So I'm not sure if that's a hint for later things to come. We'll definitely see. But it's the first time that we've seen such a declaration being made, at least in the case of Tatsumi, where, I mean, out of all the people, I probably wouldn't expect it to be Mine, because they just never seem to pretty much get along, or we've never seen them display. Well, in a sense, in this episode they have, because they even went out into the town area. They were buying ice cream, eating together. Mine even commented about the fact that when Tatsumi was being out in the typical city area, how she was commenting on how relaxed and calm he seems, even though she knows that he was very upset about Chelsea dying. Because up to this point there has now been 3 Night Raid members that are dead. So, and Chelsea was, in relation to the rest of them, a newcomer to the team, at least. But Tatsumi, in relation to Tatsumi, she definitely is. So it's basically all of that, and I believe it's interesting to see this proposition between Mine and Tatsumi, and I'm interested in seeing where it goes. But for the time being, I just take it as it is. There's a hint that's being pointed out that something is happening between Mine and Tatsumi. Let's see where this happens. So, apart from that, I believe that this was a very good episode. And so far, for the time being at least, that's it. That's my review. So remember to rate, comment, subscribe. Sayonara.